Dr. Scott, welcome this morning. Thank you from the three of us from the community. I cannot tell you how much this means to us that you're willing to come on and basically just explain the decision process on everything that went down Friday night from the GHSA standpoint. I know the community will truly appreciate this, and I know this will go a long ways. So welcome on this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me. And of course, I can't talk about any suspensions or any of the details, but I can, tell you the process that the office takes going through this.
Sure, no problem. That's mainly the questions we have, so that'll be great. First question for you: what does GHSA camera footage? I know with social media, I know with fans in the stands recording a lot. I know there's a lot out there right now. Do you watch all the footage you can, or can you only watch like NFHS footage? What is the process there?
Uh, we work with our schools and get footage, and there's NFHS stuff as well, and we try to look at that and see the best we can. And again, we're working with the schools because we also ask schools for information as well. So it's a process that we work together, and you hate that this happens at any time. It's You don't want that, and if you look at bylaw 2.71, it clearly states that every school in the state is supposed to have a plan for something like this happens. How do you keep people from running onto the field, whether it's fans or players or, whomever, because you're concerned about safety. And so that's something that we, work at.
Sure.
Yeah, well, Dr. Scott, thank you again for joining us. Real quick, I know it's a lot of stuff going on up here with the community, but is there a policy for the referees as you see as the players started, ripping the helmets off, the two guys, the referee just stood back and didn't try to intervene. Last week at a basketball game, two players got locked up and the referee came between them, I don't think he could have stopped it, but he didn't try to prevent it either in our eyes, or at least my eyes. So is there a policy that the referees are not supposed to intervene in something like that?
Well, they got to worry about their safety as well.
Sure.
And that was one of the things that's mentioned in the game report. The officials did mention their safety. Brunswick had Steve Waters as the district athletic director, and they had quite a few officers there that worked with it. But again, you go back to safety, and I'm not going to ask an official to step in to a situation that they feel is unsafe for them. They're there to try to deter it as much as they can, but not being there, it's hard to say whether they should have stepped in or not, without being there personally. And there's a lot of things that I do believe throughout the game that we do and we should work on to try to help keep the temperature down in a game. That's a important aspect, but I believe our officials do a good job and work at it, and I'm thankful that we have them.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, thanks, Dr. Scott. My question about the appeals process, I know you got to go through that. What's that process like? I'm assuming games will come down to plead their case and everything like that. Is the decision made pretty quick, or how does that process work?
Well, the decisions will be made. We need to make them real quick. They've got a ball game this weekend.
Right.
But that process, our office does everything they can to try to get it right. But there's an appeal process, because what if I miss something?
Right.
And if I miss something, I'm okay saying, "Hey guys, if show me where I missed it, and if we missed it, we want to get it corrected." That's what's important. And I know Adam Lindsay and Jeremy Williams, superintendent there, and they're coming forward and talking. And it's like I told them, take your time, explain your case. We want you to get your point across. If I've missed something, then I've missed it, and let's get it correct. And so that's something we're going to look at. And of course, if within the bylaws, and the bylaws certainly talk, and we have to have it for safety about, you can't leave a bench area and running into a fight and that kind of stuff. And so we'll look at it, and there may be some video out there that we didn't see. Because as you said earlier, that there's a lot of different stuff out there. So it's certainly an opportunity for them to be able to take care of, getting some kids back on the field if that's possible. And I'm thankful we have that process.
Yes. Is it a panel appeal or is it like just you and
No, it's a panel
Okay.
appeal. It's matter of fact, I'm not voting. I'm not in it.
Oh,
I mean, I'm attending, but
right.
it's the board of trustees, which is actually a representative from every classification, but the
Okay.
representative from 5A obviously, will not be participating, but all of the rest of the trustees will, and it's like anything else. We'll do a roll call vote so we know who votes how, and
Okay.
it's uh, now they'll decide when the it starts. Are they going to vote player by player, or are they doing groups of players? That's something that Gainesville, will explain when they get here to do when they're doing their appeal, and so uh, we'll kind of go from there and make a decision.
Okay.
you know, and I'm not tied to a decision either way. I won't try to get what's right. That's
Right.
what's important.
Sure.
Exactly.
And I just want to say, in the time we've gotten to know each other, Dr. Scott, I know that's one reason we wanted you on, because I do know, just like your willingness to come on here and explain this to the community, you want to get this right. We can tell that. You've always been open to talking to the community, which I think in your position is a very important thing for this state. So again, we can't thank you enough. I do want to leave you with this, a few points that I know the community's out there thinking right now. I do want to praise the Hall County and Gainesville community, because right now they have rallied together. This is such an unfortunate event, especially when it was started by the other team. And, even in this community, the three of us have received multiple calls and texts from people that on a normal basis would not be cheering for Gainesville.
That's
But in this scenario, this is obviously, mainly 15 to 18-year-old young men that have poured their hearts into this season, and this is just, it's one of those unfortunate things. So you don't have to comment on any of this. I know you're not on that panel, but one thing we would hope that everybody takes into account this morning is we completely understand rules are there for a reason, and we completely understand, and I appreciate with having sons that are playing sports in high school, that these rules are there, that you're trying to prevent kids from leaving the sideline or bench, especially to go into a fight. They're there for a reason. At the same time, there are exceptions and gray areas there, and we feel that, after 39 players have been suspended, we did not personally see 39 players running out there to fight, but more protect mode. And I know if my son was out on that field and a helmet was ripped off and a punch was thrown, I would hope there's people going to his, because we talk about safety, it is for safety, but that young man's safety was definitely in jeopardy that night. And I feel that what I saw as majority running out on that field was to protect him more than fight. Now, I think some did partake probably in some scenarios they shouldn't have been fighting, and we completely understand. I know the community understands that, okay, they're going to have to be suspended. But what our plea is that, it's taken into account the ones going out there to protect. We're protecting a teammate and a friend. And, the unfortunate thing is Brunswick, obviously, I think they've even taken accountability that, okay, our players started this, our players. And to me, I know you want to make the decision. The most important way is to prevent this to happen in the future. And to me, if Gainesville truly loses 39 players for this upcoming week, I feel like Brunswick has won. Not that the school or admin wanted that by any means, but the players that started this, because they were upset, have more won. And I'm afraid that's going to send a message to other teams that, when they're upset, they do something like this, and they can cost those other players their season. So I know there's a lot to take in there. That's just coming from us. How we feel, and the community has reached out, and I know that's a lot of them feel that way.
Yeah. Well, it's that's why we have the appeal process. And since our office obviously made the decisions in the first round, we're not in that decision process in the second round.
Sure.
Fresh set of ears, fresh set of eyes. And, I certainly, wish the best for those involved. And I appreciate you guys having me, man. And holler at me if if I can help you in the future.
No problem.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Scott.
All right.
Have a
All
good
right,
day.
see ya.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Have a good one.